And it is a lot wider than like the room.
Then they're messaging everyone, I can't hear anything.
Or they just start.
Can I steal one of these chairs for some people? Is that okay?
I don't know whose this is actually.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
There we go.
So do you still want me to have this then or no?
That one, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that one's being recorded.
Yeah. Is it better if I clip it or hold it? I don't even know.
If you clip it, then you don't have to
Okay.
worry about it.
Clearly I don't do these kinds of things.
A lot of people.
Yes.
Good, we're excited. Okay, someone that knows how to do this. Does it just like slide or? It's fuzzy. Or should I put it up more?
You need to email them the presentation.
We will afterward. Right?
Yes, we're going to email.
We will email it afterward. Hey, how are you?
Oh, it's a great, I think it's like
How long are you wanting to wait or what? Are you ready to go? Okay. Yeah, I think we can just start. So is it going to be crazy if I hold this and still have this? It won't like, okay, cool. Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you.
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Here, let me have this. How are you? Your makeup looks pretty.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm
over
Tristan. I'm the sales manager at Novation Title. And
I'm Carla. I'm one of the relationship reps, so happy to be here.
we're excited to have you guys here with us. Today we're going to be teaching you a top 50 strategy that is created and designed to get you more referrals. Who here would like some more referrals this year? Awesome, then you're in the right place. I love it. Okay.
This is why I don't like that laptop.
Okay, so thanks for being here. I know your time is valuable and I truly appreciate it. I promise that by the time you leave, you'll have a practical, actionable tool to help you generate more referrals. Oh, see, I hit it too many times. It's going really slow. And you can start today after this class, after we, sorry, it's going very slow, sorry.
But yeah, so kind of while this is deciding to work with us, this is meant to be a way that you guys organically get referrals, right? So there are scripts and we're going to show you spreadsheets and some daily activities to plug into every single day. So these are money-making activities, right? Because we're all really good at getting busy doing stuff that maybe isn't money-making. And so it's going to be super easy, super tangible, and you'll be able to plug into it. We'll share it all with you guys after we leave.
Yes, and the spreadsheet is actually through Workman Success Systems, although we have definitely tweaked a lot, most of this, to help you guys and real estate agents in their business.
Yep, and just to give you guys a little bit of background on that, I used to be a realtor for 9 years. I recently went over to Novation this August, and so this is a system that I used personally about 4 years ago. It was purchased through Workman Success, and then Tristan and I just went through and changed the scripts because they weren't relevant anymore or they absolutely sounded scripted. And so people can see that and feel that, and we changed it just to sound more natural.
Okay, I'm really not sure why this is going so slow, but I'm pulling up the spreadsheet. You're going to get the slides emailed to you after class as well as this Google sheet right here that's loading. So we're going to teach you how to use this spreadsheet first, and then we'll go through all the like nitty gritty stuff. So here's the spreadsheet. Can everyone see it okay? Yes? Okay. So you're gonna have 50 people, and these are gonna be people that know, like, and trust you, that would absolutely, without a doubt, refer to you. Okay, and we'll go through those types of people later.
This does not include leads, you guys, okay? And this is not supposed to take place of your CRM, it's just in addition to. But just want to clarify again, this does not include any of your leads that you currently have, unless they're a past client that you know is a raving fan and will 100% refer you, okay?
Okay, so here you'll see that it's color coordinated, and it's because you're going to incorporate pop buys. Does everyone know what pop buys are?
Well, who does not know what a pop-by is? Okay, thank you for being brave. So a pop-by, we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll give some ideas, but it's just what it sounds like, right? You're not giving a heads up. You're going to show up to these people's places, whether it's their home or their workspace, and bring a tangible item that's relevant to the market, to the season, a holiday that's coming up with your marketing material. Okay, but it's like a small gift.
Yes. So these are color coordinated because essentially you'll be doing 16 pop buys a month. So yellow is 16, teal is 16, and then this purple is going to be 18 to make it 50, to make it even. So for 16, 1 month, and then you're just going to rotate back, okay? So you're popping by about once a quarter.
Yep, and then we broke it down even more. So that comes down to 4 pop buys a week.
Is that doable?
Who can commit to that? 4 pop buys in a week? Yes, one person wants more referrals, 2. Okay, just 2 people want to get 9 more referrals this year. Let's try that again. Who can commit to 4 pop buys each week? Okay, that's better.
There we go. Okay. So you're going to fill this out exactly what it says. It's their name. So if Carla's one of my past clients, she's raved about me and she loves me, she would absolutely refer to me. I'm going to put her in here. I'm going to put down her address, city, zip code. The region is what area they are, which there's a lookup table over here. So region 1, 2, 3, and 4. You don't want to be going to Layton doing a pop by and Santa Quinn in the same day. So you want to organize them with the regions that their homes are in or place of business.
Well, and also this will just help with your whole day, right? We were just talking about how, as a realtor, your days are consistently changing depending on opportunities that come up through appointments. So as you're plugging in your pop buys, you can make them match where you're going to be already meeting clients. Some weeks you'll obviously maybe do 8 or 6 and then, kind of spread it out as needed.
Okay, so then you're going to input their email address, if they're English or Spanish, if you are bilingual, and then their birthday, their phone number, and then over here, you have these drop down options, okay? So you can edit this down here at the bottom to whatever your contacts are, but I think the majority of them are in here. You're gonna have an active transaction with them, they attended your client event, you had a closing with them, you called them, emailed, maybe you took them out to lunch, you did a pop-by gift, a referral gift, mail, note card, text, a cluster, it means like a cluster meeting, an anniversary, or like a B-Day text or something. So essentially you want this column January to be at 100% by the end of the month. Okay, you guys are gonna start in February, so February you want it to be 100%, March 100%, and you at least want 1 touch per person per month.
And just to kind of touch on that again, you're not calling every single month, right? You're not popping by every single month. You're going to pop by about once a quarter. And if you do a call, you don't send a text or whatever, right? The only time where I would say you will do that a little different is when you've got those client events coming up, because you do want to have several touches, right, as a way to getting them there. But outside of that, It's just meant so that you are in front of them, but not being annoying. So on that note, the very first month is the one exception to this because you are going to do an initial call to just reconnect and build that relationship and a pop-by, right? But moving forward, it will be a touch or a pop-by.
That's just to get this system started.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going through every single month, you're inputting all of these. By the end of 1 year, so February to February, you should have 100% right here. When you're on the phone with them, you can type in any notes from your conversation in here. You could also put it in your CRM, but definitely put it in here. That way, so when you're doing it the next month, you can follow up with what you guys discussed. Any questions on so far? Oh,
Yeah, so
these,
this column needs to be, for this to work, 100% every single month, meaning you're gonna do a touch, whether you're sending out your mailers, calling, texting, meeting in person, inviting them to a client event, or doing a pop-by, right? Who already does like a monthly mailer or something like that you've been doing consistently? No? Okay, great. Well, that's an idea of something you can start doing, a newsletter, right? But if you're gonna do that, still try to do a personal touch with them, whether it's a text or a call.
okay, down here, another tab says top 50 referral list. So Carla's gonna talk to us about this top 50 referral list.
Okay, so for me, this is probably the most important tab of all of it. And the reason being is that there's one rule for this strategy to work effectively. Well, there's a few, but the most important rule is you do not remove anybody from this list for a whole year. Since we're starting in February, that means nobody's coming off of it until next February. A couple of exceptions. If someone moves out of the country, okay, possibly. But I did have a past client move out of state and she grew up in Utah, so she was still sending me referrals. I kept her on there. Only difference is I can't physically deliver a pop-by, right? But I can still make connections. So on that note, this tab is super important because let's say you have a raving fan or somebody you know through your sphere of influence that is sending you a bunch of referrals or even just one, and they aren't a part of your top 50, this is a great way that we can track that. So come November, December of next year, we know who to add and who to remove, right? Also, sometimes it takes a while. It's not that people aren't thinking about you, it's that the opportunity hasn't come up. So allowing them to sit there for the full 12 months will then start to be enough time that you are consistent and they say, oh yes, you are doing the things we talked about, absolutely 100% I'm gonna send you a referral. Okay, so now that we know that, the way that this works, you plug in the name of the person that referred you, the client, on the first tab, and then on the second tab, the contact name is actually the potential client's name. Their contact information, and then the top 50 reward is gonna go to the person that sent that referral to you. So these are just a few ideas. Please, you'll be able to edit this however you want. Maybe your sphere hates movies, so please, obviously don't send them movie tickets, right? But for me, the easiest way I found was just to keep it straight across the board. So the first thing I did was a thank you card, very inexpensive. I used to buy them in bulk, and that was all I did. I just personally hand delivered that thank you card or mailed it out, depending, right? After that, whenever I had the client either pre-approved or we had had a listing agreement signed, then I did a gift, which was about $20 to $30. So movie tickets, crumble cookies, you know, whatever it is you want to come up with. And last, when we came to the closing table, I treated the person that referred this client over to me just like I would the client that was at the closing table. So if I was taking them out to lunch or bringing a gift basket, whatever it was, I would do the same for the person that referred it. And on this note, it is actually better if you do happen to know where the person that referred you the client works, because you can show up to their workspace. That gives you way more opportunities to connect with their sphere. And of course, they're going to ask, hey, who is this, right? Why are they bringing you a gift or sending you a gift? And you just casually have your marketing material in there so that they can hand that out. But it's organic because you are coming from a place of gratitude. So yeah, switch that up however you want. And of course, the more personalized you can make these gifts for your people, the more it's going to stand out. Any questions on that or ideas of things that you might do in these items? Yeah.
I just have a recommendation or a suggestion. If you're like wondering how to give more personalized gifts, you also can send people, like whether you're talking to them over time, like some kind of tracker or form where you're asking them about their favorite hobbies, their anniversary dates, their birthdays, their favorite places to shop, so that you have that long term and you can tailor things more.
Absolutely. So that's actually part of our script that we're going to be sharing with you guys is when you make those contacts, you are very intentional in the conversation, and the notes section is meant for that, right? So you're plugging in that exactly what you said, like those conversations talking about their kids, their anniversaries, their hobbies, and the following up is important because you can look back to that and say, hey, I know last time we spoke, so-and-so had a track meet, right? Or whatever, how did that go? Etc. Or you were working on this goal, how can I support you in that? So these conversations are meant to be personal, 100%.
Well, and I think that I've heard of a lot of agents using an all about you form.
Oh
So
yeah.
that could definitely be a touch. If you create one and you just have an all about you form for all of your clients, that could actually be like probably your first call or second call or third call, and having them fill this out. Maybe you give them like a small gift card if they complete it. Then you really can get personalized with their gifts, like Emily was mentioning. Carla, can you talk about the colors?
Oh yes. Okay, so I'm very visual. For me, the colors just helped. Green mat, let's go. Like, we're either pre-qualified, I've set an appointment with you, I've got a listing agreement, I know we're moving forward, right, on to the next step. Yellow was like, okay, we've had a conversation, we build a little bit of rapport, this is with the person that was referred to me, but maybe you're not pre-qualified yet, or you were waiting to talk to your husband's cousin, whatever, about the sale of the home because they're an agent, even though they live in New York, or, right? Like, we always get those types of conversations, so we need to do a little more work there, build the rapport more, gain the confidence, and keep working it. Red means that we have not yet made contact. So it's just urgent. We've got to keep trying to reach out to them. And yeah, you can obviously change those however you want, but for me it was just easy reminder, green, yellow, red.
Okay, and then we're going to go to this next tab called the Top 50 Initiative. And this just gives you ideas of what you could do for your pop buys or your touches for the months.
Yeah, and this one did come straight from Workman Success, you guys. This is what I did that very first year that I used it because I am not super creative. High appreciation for those that are, but it's already laid out for you, and I'm like, cool, I'm gonna roll with that. On that, there are also tons of groups through social media where you can find pop buys, ideas that are already prepared for you. You just print it off. We've got a few on our website, and I know Tristan's going to be sharing that, but reach out to us. We're happy to help and collaborate with you on how you can do it to stay relevant and have it meet the things your people are into.
Does anybody have any questions so far? No? Okay.
Is anyone already doing something like this? Nobody is, or no one wants to say? Okay, awesome. Well, I'm glad this is new.
Okay, so actually, we're just gonna pop on over to our pop buys. So on our Novation Title website, there's a agent pop buy dropdown. It will prompt you to enter your phone number, your email, and your name. So you'll log into here, and this is just pre-made pop buys for you guys. You have to download these to PowerPoint, and then you'll put in your broker logo, your contact information, Everything that you need to stay in compliance, you'll enter there and edit it through PowerPoint.
That's super important. Okay, guys, the first time I try to do this, I'm like, this isn't working. So just make sure you have PowerPoint or you get it, or obviously it will not work. Tried and failed. So.
There's suggestions. So we have like January, February, and it has suggestions like New Year, New You. This Popeye can be gifted with a cute keychain. So the ideas are already there.
There's also some more neutral ones for like your luxury clients, or maybe that's just your style and preference. I think those are a little bit lower.
We got Spanish too.
Yeah.
So here's some like luxury Popeyes. They're a little more aesthetically like neutral. I know that's a vibe.
Well, and this is just one place you can go. There's tons of places on social media that and groups that have these prepared.
And so I've had someone do, working with me is easy peasy lemon squeezy, and they went to the dollar store and grabbed like the lemon squeezers, okay? Super cheap, inexpensive. If you didn't want to spend any money, you could do our cookie Popeye and maybe print off your favorite recipe that you like, or just go to Google and find like a 5-star rating and just steal it and print it off and give it with it. You can go as cheap or as expensive as you want. The Facebook groups the Facebook groups for Popeyes, I think it's called Realtor Popeyes. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a few.
I was on there the other day, and there was a super cute one. She was popping by a salon, and she had hair scrunchies, and they had like her contact information kind of like stapled to the hair tie. So they have so many ideas on there that people just share. Like, this is what I'm doing for my Popeye this month. So I would go and just take a look on there and get some ideas if you don't want to use any of these.
And we're going to dive a little deeper onto the Popeyes because there's ways that you can go further with that than the 4 that you're doing on a weekly. So I just don't remember which slide it is, but. And as this is getting pulled up, before we talk about the daily money-making activities, I just want you guys to know we're fully aware that you already have a lot going on. And so this is not meant to add more tasks to you. It's going to take you less than an hour to do these things. But the result is that you'll at least receive 9 referrals this year. It was meant to take a year, but I don't know who calculated that because that's not the reality. The first year that I did it, I got 9 referrals. The second year I got 13, and the third I got 18. So it definitely works. And like, I'll be so honest, I didn't do it 100%, right? So if you're doing it 100%, your results will be double what mine were.
Maybe I missed this, but did you already talk about how you put each person on each different tab? Like, who goes on the top 50?
There's only the top 50 tab. So the second tab is for when you receive a referral.
Okay.
Yeah.
The name of the person.
So it's, yeah, who sent it, who it is, and their contact. But yeah, that's a good question. And this is not to take away from your SOI, right? We have a slide for that. We're going to touch into that. We don't want you to neglect the rest of your SOI. But the reason that it's 50 people is because you are staying in contact with them so often. And it would be difficult to do that with 300 or 1,200 people, right? And Popeye. And there's also a part where you're going to grow your sphere of influence through those Popeyes. So eventually, that's why during November, December, when we go through this and we're tracking what has worked and who is actually participating in it, then you get to slide people in and out of that top 50 column and just put them back into your SOI, right? We don't hate these people. We still want to serve them. We still want to be a part of their life. They're just not a part of this at all, and that's okay. Not everyone will be. I will say, though, I never had anybody not want to participate, and if anything, the one thing I got as the feedback was, hey, yeah, no, I don't need gifts. I don't need you to do Popeyes. I'm just going to refer people to you anyway, and that's cool, you guys. People will absolutely do that. They're probably already doing that for you. But my highest suggestion here is that you still stick to this. You still send out the thank you cards. You still do those small gifts or gift baskets. Because as much as people say that, who doesn't love to receive a surprise or just see you, right? And watch you be consistent with the follow-ups and nurturing those relationships. We're having technical difficulties.
Let's talk about the first
Okay.
things first.
I can talk all day though, so no worries. I got you. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, well, we can talk about this one. Is this the next one?
Well, it's first things first. So she already talked
Okay.
about you can't remove anyone for a year. That's one of the rules. We're going to email you the slides, like I mentioned. So as soon as you get the Google Sheet, the spreadsheet we just went over, you're going to download and save a copy of it. It's very important that you're not going to be working off of our master. Okay, so download and save a copy. And then, yeah, let's talk about this one.
Okay, so before we share, what we've already put on there, I know I mentioned leads do not go on the top 50, so who are some people that you guys can think of on the top of your head that you might be adding to this list? Just call it out. You don't need to raise your hand. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, let's talk about our beauty peeps. They know everything that's going on. Most women are sitting in a chair for, I know I'm sitting
4
for 2
hours.
My new lady Jamie knows everything about my life.
Same.
So they know about growing families, divorces, marriages. So that's definitely one. Your barbers.
Oh yeah, so we don't have this one up there, but lawyers are a great one, right? For all the reasons. So what else? Who else do you think would be good to add to this top 50 list that is already in connection with you that maybe you've deposited into their life, whether it's with your time or financially?
My Pilates instructor.
Yes, totally.
Yeah, talk about that, Carla.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I am passionate about yoga. I actually teach here at Yoga 6 once a week. If you ever want to come, you can be my guest. But that is a place I had on my top 50 because I've been in the yoga community for over a decade. I already knew these people. I knew we had contributed to each other's lives, right? So that whole studio was my Popeye. So I would just bring my information and like tea and fruit or muffins or whatever, right? Like the more that it is personalized to the space you're going to, the better it's going to be and the more it'll stand out. So like that great example Tristan gave at the beauty salon, this realtor took scrunchies and just stapled her information on it. Super cute. So yeah, places like that. If you're already a part of a gym, you're not going to be running, amok, like handing everybody a Popeye. I mean, you could. That would definitely stand out. But the preference would be that you just drop it at the front desk with the staff that's there. The consumer that's walking in and out is going to see it. They'll have access to it, and so is the staff, right? So you're getting more exposure, but you're also contributing something to them, and you're consistent. So I know, stuff like that's great. Also, if you guys have any kids or you yourselves are coaches, those are great people too that you see consistently. Add them to your Popeyes. If you're part of a church or any organization for that matter. And we do have a space for past clients because I think we all already know if you do a great job, which I hope you guys do a phenomenal job, not a great job, but you're going to attract clients to come back to you. So they can be added on there.
What about contractors? Do you guys have contractors that you already refer to for business, like your tile guy, electrician, plumber? All of those people that you're already referring to, they should absolutely be referring back to you.
Home warranty companies. I know you guys work closely with IBEX, right? There's no reason you can't be getting referrals from them. Or your lender partners. Has anybody not received let me rephrase that. Who has received a lead from one of your lender partners? Okay, but have they ever called you up and said, hey, my cousin's moving here from Guatemala, can you help represent them? No. Okay, what if you nurtured that relationship and you were the one agent that did include them in your Popeyes? Do you think they're gonna think of you first? Most likely.
something that Carla notates too is you're already depositing into these people's lives. So the conversations that we're going to go over, they'll come very naturally.
Well, and also, how about other realtors, right? Like, I'm sure you guys don't all specialize in one neighborhood or have the same upbringing. Some of you might be bilingual, or maybe you are a sports fanatic, and so you're heavily, diving into that network. You can refer people to each other that way, because naturally we're drawn to people that are like-minded or doing things that are similar, right? So if you can bring people into your world and that's who you're connecting and helping, not only is it going to be better for you, but also for them. And then you guys can refer people to each other. So I had about 4 agents on my top 50. Yes, because I speak Spanish, but also because I referred to them. Like commercial properties, for example, that was just not my favorite thing for a lot of reasons, but I had people I referred to, so they referred back to me. And that would be the one exception where you don't need to also do the gift basket. I think that 25 or 30% is probably sufficient for you to gift them, okay? But,
All right.
okay.
Any additional comments on this slide or who we can add to our top 50 list? We kind of hit everyone.
Cool.
Let's see if we can go to this next way.
Does anyone have this pulled up on their laptop right now? I'm wondering if it's just, like, are you on the Wi-Fi? Or,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Never mind.
Sorry, it's really nice. She's on the Wi-Fi and she's typing away.
It's a user problem, not a Wi-Fi problem.
And I'm afraid if I hit the space, there we go.
Oh, yay. Okay, so the scripts. Great. Okay, these are script ideas. So not meant to be read verbatim unless that totally, is how you speak. But hopefully not, right? We all speak a little differently. So Tristan and I are going to go through this. Oh, maybe. And then get your guys' feedback on it and whether or not it feels and sounds organic and what you could change, okay? I have it on my phone that we could do.
I have it on my phone too. I'm going to see if I can just plug in.
Okay.
1 moment, please.
Let's see. Okay, and then I know a lot of you were here to start, but these scripts we kind of came up with as it's getting pulled up. Who here knows what the Ford script is? Has anybody heard of that? What Ford stands for or anything? No? You guys, yes. Okay, Jack has. This is so exciting to me that this is new information for you, most of you. Okay, so do you want to tell us what the Ford script is, Jack? What it stands for?
Family,
Here.
occupation, recreation.
I think everyone can hear you, but just in case.
Family, occupation, recreation, dream.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so family, occupation, recreation, and dreams/goals, right? Not everybody that you call can you be like, oh, tell me, what are your dreams? Because they're going to say no thanks. So just decide how you want to word that. But we can talk a little bit about this. And this is super important for every single time that you pick up the phone to call people, whether it's on your top 50 or your sphere of influence, so that you do have a real connection. This is the script I always default to. So you start off by, should we just do it? Or you want to wait? Okay. All right, so I'm going to call Tristan. Ring, ring, ring.
Hi, Carla.
Hey, Tristan, how are you? It's been a minute. Good to hear your voice.
So good to talk to you. Yeah, it has been a minute. How are you doing?
I'm good. Hey, thanks for asking. I was actually just thinking about you. How is your family? How are the boys still doing their BMX, or what's new?
Oh, yeah, BMX and snowboarding. So kind of what we're up to lately.
Awesome. Yeah, that keeps you pretty busy, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, what do you guys have coming up? Anything this month?
Oh, yeah, we've got a lot of stuff coming up this month. But mostly looking forward to my summer vacation.
Oh, cool. I was going to ask you about that. Where are you going and when?
Massachusetts and California in June.
Oh, that's interesting. Tell me about that.
Brother-in-law's getting married, and then just our annual family vacation in San Diego.
Oh, okay. Are you taking the boys to both?
Yes.
That's so fun. I know you've been wanting to go to Boston for a while. How cool that you get to.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, well, I love this for you. Hey, well, actually, I don't know. What are you doing for work?
I am a title rep at
Oh.
Novation Title.
How is that? How's the market right now? I've heard so many mixed things.
Yeah, it feels like it's heating up. Yeah, these agents are on fire. Especially here at the Perry Group.
Great. Okay. Well, so you've kind of gotten over the whole issue with rates, or is that still a problem?
From what I'm understanding, it just seems like buyers are they're understanding that these are the rates now.
Okay. What about refis? Have you seen more of those come through? Oh, okay. Yes, we have. But okay, yeah. It's better than zero. Okay, that is not a part of this, guys. Those are side notes. Okay, well, hey, I'm so glad you've been staying busy personally. I've seen just through your social media and stuff. And okay, so you're going to Massachusetts, California. What else are you working on this year? I'd love to help support you in any of your goals.
Well, I'm a title rep, so any agent connections are great.
Yeah, okay, well, I mean, I'm a realtor, so I definitely know a lot of them. Is there a specific realtor that you're looking to work with?
Jack Perry.
Yeah, what is it about Jack that makes you want to work with him?
You know what? I've seen how he leads his team, and it's pretty incredible. I would just love to be introduced to him.
Okay, well, it's your lucky day I happen to know Jack, so I can probably get you an introduction at least.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah, okay, well, great. So it sounds like I'm going to be able to help you with this. What else do you have going on? What are you working on personally?
That's about it.
Okay.
Fitness.
Yeah? Well, what about it?
I've got some major goals, so just increasing my protein and working out 5 days a week.
Oh, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Tristan, well, okay, let's be honest here. You know you're not going to catch me in a gym, but I am still teaching over at Y6. Would you want to come with me anytime? One of the classes is with weights, so we could do that one.
Okay, I'd love to.
Great. Okay, well, hey, I'm so excited about this. So glad I got to talk to you. Lately, I've been really focused on being more intentional with my relationships, and just to know how I can support you means so much. I'm looking forward to talking with you more and just touch base more consistently. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I would love that, Carla.
Awesome. Thanks, Tristan. Have a good day. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, you too.
Okay. So, all right. No ask there, right? Like outside of getting to know her more personally, right? She knows I'm in the industry, but if she didn't know, I would remind her. Like after you ask people where they work, what they're doing, even if you do know, you can be like, are you still doing XYZ? And typically the response is gonna be, yes, are you still doing real estate? If they don't, then be like, oh, cool, I'm so glad to hear this, how's it going, et cetera. By the way, I am still doing real estate, right? Like you can easily just drop that in and then move on to keep asking those personal questions. Very, very, very important that on this first call, you do not ask for business or referrals. If they naturally refer you someone, please don't say no, okay? Use the best sense here, but go ahead.
Okay, I changed this format on Carla last night.
Yes,
So
she did.
right here down at the bottom, it says, I totally get that. So I totally get that. One thing I'm doing is keeping in touch more consistently with my VIP list. That means you'll be hearing from me more often. I'll be stopping by every few months, inviting you to fun client and family events, and keeping you updated on changes in the real estate market. So here you are telling them about adding them to your VIP list.
Okay, awesome. So this is the spot then where normally people are going to have their interests piqued, right? Or what is that? What do you mean? Oh, no, I don't want to be a part of a list, right? So you're either going to get that response or no, I don't want to be a part of any list. These are both opportunities. If somebody says, I don't want to be a part of any list, you're like, oh, yeah, well, let me tell you about it. Or all it means is that I am getting more intentional with my relationships. I want to stay more connected to you, so I'm just going to be reaching out more consistently and inviting you to these things. Okay, leave it at that. If someone's really pushing back on it, then just move on. You have a large sphere of influence, I'm sure, and they're just not the person for top 50. Eventually, they're going to want to be on top 50, I promise. I've had people call me and say, hey, wait, I see that you're out and about. You're doing these pop-bys. You're doing these kind of events. How can I get an invite? Oh, yeah, for sure. Do you want to be added to my top 50 list? It's that easy. Okay, so don't let that hold you back. And then real quick, and then I'll come to you. If for some reason you're not from here and it's hard to think of 50 people to put on this list, that has been the one thing I have run into with other agents. Okay, do not get stuck on that, period. If you have 20 people, that is what you start with and you move it along. The moment you start closing transactions, you can add people because now they're raving fans, okay? So just please don't let that be like a hurdle for you. It's really easy to get over that. And eventually this list will grow and you're gonna be like, oh crap, can I make this a top 75? Because there's so many people I wanna do this with. But yeah, please, go ahead.
This might feel cringy to everybody else, or maybe not, but it feels super cringy to me.
Okay.
Like, even just the interaction, like, you didn't ask her any questions, and so you almost felt like it was like like, what are you calling me about? Like, do you get
Yeah.
that? Because I feel like, because our society doesn't really do a lot of phone calls,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's more text, it's more,
Yeah.
like,
I love the
and
feedback.
social media. So I'm just wondering, how do we take this and actually make it so that we're not just like, hey, how's it going? And they're like, hi.
Yeah. So there is a way to bring in an apology to this for people that you haven't been in contact with. However, I don't like to apologize because first of all, I just don't believe in the word itself. I think action is more important. So that is why you do say, this is all on you, right? Like, I'm getting more intentional on my relationships this year, and so I wanted to reach out to you because you've been on my mind. You could even address the elephant, like, hey, I know we don't really call a lot, and this is a little awkward for me, but I'm getting so intentional with my relationships this year that it was important that I made this phone call. What have you been up to, right? You're not asking anything about the industry at this point.
I think that's really strong to address it because it felt
Yeah.
so like
And that was a different conversation because I do know Tristan, right? So very good point to bring up. If it is going to be an awkward scenario, and a lot of these might be, we can probably all say we've been guilty of neglecting a relationship at some point in our lives. Yeah, just me. I'm just the a-hole over here. Okay, good. Some of us. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up because it's so true. Some of these conversations are 100% going to be difficult. And I dare to say that even more than to call a cold call, because you do have a history and there's been that distance that you're now trying to pull back together. But that's the intention of the call. Now let's just say your people are not about a call. 90% of my sphere is not answering their phone unless it's you guys because you're realtors. So I've had to have these conversations through text. And it takes a whole day. So that's the one scenario where it's not going to be an hour, right? But now you can do voice text. Like, there's so many ways to come across authentic, and there is power in tonality and language. So that's why I think the call or a voice text is my personal preference, because you can hear the intention. But absolutely, lean into those moments of opportunity. And if you feel or hear that there's an awkwardness on the other side, 100% it's an opportunity to pause and address it right then and there. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Any questions?
Yeah, does anyone else have, feedback or suggestions?
Okay, we're going to move on to the script 2. So this is your second call, your follow-up after your first pop-by.
Yep, so after your first pop-by is important here. Okay, do you want to do this one? Or do you want me to? Okay. She changed this on me, you guys. So let me actually read it. Okay. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Tristan, hey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing, Grandma?
Good. Hey, just wanting to follow up. And so here I'm going to drop into the Ford script again, okay? I'm not going to actually do it. We already heard it. So I'm going to ask family, work, recreation, right? Just so we can get a quick update. Then after I do that, I will at this point probably ask, oh, hey, I know I shot you a picture of the Popeye that I left on your doorstep. Were you able to open that up?
That was so cute.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Well, that's some of the stuff that I'll be doing more consistently. I'm glad you liked it. I did want to ask you something real quick.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, awesome. Thank you. First, I want to be clear. I never expect you to do my job for me or go out of your way to find opportunities for me. But if you ever do hear of anybody that has questions about real estate, whether they're thinking of buying, selling, or investing, I would love for you to pass their name and number along to me. My goal is really just to be a helpful resource and provide them the options, whether they're looking for guidance or education. That way when the time comes, whether it's tomorrow or 3 years down the road, they're educated and can make the best decision.
Oh, yeah, I can absolutely do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, she changed this. Just send me their name and number, and I'll take it from there. I'll make sure they know you referred it to me, of course, so that it's not awkward. And I will show you my appreciation just through the fun ways we talked about, like gifts, those client appreciation, and, connecting. Maybe we go grab coffee or something.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely do that.
Cool. Thanks, Tristan. That means so much to me. Thank you. It was really great catching up with you again. I'm looking forward to staying connected and in touch.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. All right. So a couple of things here. And again, you're going to word this however is most organic for you. I would hope you're not all out there talking to me or talking to people like I do. That will be weird. But two things that are very important here is that number one, we address again that we are not expecting anybody to do our jobs for us, right? So then they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, what does that mean? Second thing, you are training your top 50 on how you want to receive these referrals. Yeah? Because we've all heard it before where, of course, I'm always thinking about you. I give your name and number out to everybody. Maybe some of those people have called, but the majority of the times they don't call, or it's like it just gets kind of thrown in the back of their mind. Oh, I'll call tomorrow, I'll call next week. A whole 6 months pass, now they don't qualify or whatever, right? When you say, send me their name, their number, I'll take it from here, you're again putting it on you. You're the professional. You're going to lead the conversation and the whole transaction if there's one to be had. So they will view you that way. You are leading the conversation. And last, repetition, because that is how we learn, right? It's just human nature. If we hear things over and over or we see it, it's easier for it to stick to us. So that is why we again state, just make sure, or thank you so much, just send me their name and number. And again, a phone call is preferred because the tonality matters. Like those raises and pitches, lowering, this is a whole other class, but we can talk about that, right? Like I over-enunciate when I say things like that. Make sure you send me their name and number so the message is clear, right? I am the one to call them. I don't expect you to do my job for me, ever. I'm going to take it from here. Yeah? Okay, comments, feedback, concerns, suggestions?
Well, I was wondering,
Yeah.
is it better to do it that way or kind of telling them, can you introduce me to them on a three-way text?
Awesome.
Because I feel like they just send a text, so it's not too much to ask, but then you get a better answer.
Yeah, that's actually probably better because they are giving you the name and number, right? And you're putting yourself into a group chat, so it's there for you. There's no way they're going to be like, oh, I didn't get that, because it's coming from their friend or family. So yeah, that's actually probably better if you do it that way.
I always put people in a group chat. I'm referring them to my hairdresser, or I have referred the one friend that's not a realtor to to a realtor. So, but I do it in a group chat. That way, so it's more of a warmer,
Mm-hmm.
and they can just take it from there, and like they both know I'm taking care of them.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks. Okay, moving on.
Okay, so now we're going to get into your weekly schedule to help make this not so overwhelming. So on Mondays, this is your weekly call plan to your top 50. Each Monday, you will call 9 people from your top 50, excluding the 16 people you are going to pop by that month. So, but as we mentioned before, to get it started, you will be making a call and a pop by.
Just
to
this
get the
first
system
month.
started.
Yeah.
Okay? Then after that, it's just going to be 9 people from your top 50 every Monday.
So, okay, right now I want to see who can commit to that. Who here can commit to making 9 calls to their top 50 next Monday? Okay, well, I know who's going to be getting the referrals. Okay?
Can I just say something? We taught this class, maybe it's been like about a month ago now. 3 weeks after the class was taught, I got a text from one of my agents. Her name is Darcy. She's killing it already, but she's an implementer. That's the other thing, she implements. She texted me, she's like, hey, by the way, I just wanted to let you know that I've only called through my top 16 so far. I have 1 buyer under contract and 1 solid lead. So that was only calling from the first 16, and she had just started this.
Yep.
So it will work, hopefully that fast for you guys.
Oh, it's totally been the rhythm of it. We did teach it also to another agent, newer to the industry, 9 months, hadn't gotten 1 under contract. And I was concerned because he's a family friend of mine. I'm like, whew, let me help here. Not that I know everything, please, I don't at all. But we plugged him into this. 3 weeks also, maybe it's the 3-week magic. So he called me and he was stoked. He got 4 referrals, 3 people pre-qualified and 1 under. I'm like, what? Let me call your dad right now. Excuse me, sir. Yeah. So his dad's a realtor. That's why I said that. But anyway, yeah, I promise you guys, and I don't take promises lightly, if you plug into this, it will work. It's been proven. I've had it work for me and other agents that we've had plug into it.
Okay.
So that's our Monday. 9 calls. You guys are already making calls, right? So just plug it into that routine you're already doing.
Okay, Tuesdays. This is going to be your pop-by strategy, consistent, seasonal, and impactful. So this is where you're going to do 4 pop-bys per week, and that's your 16 a month. You're going to keep it quick and casual. This isn't a catch-up visit. Instead, you can say something like, I was in the neighborhood, I got excited, and want to drop this off on my next appointment, on my way to my next appointment. It's best if they're not even home, honestly, because then you can just leave the pop-by on their doorstep, take a picture, send to them like, hey, I left this on your doorstep, sorry I missed you, I was in your neighborhood.
Hope you enjoy, period. Yeah. Right? Like, it's quick.
And then you can take it a step further, and Carla can talk about this.
Yes, so this is the exciting part for me. This is where you get to grow your sphere even more. Treating it similar to like a mega open house, right? Where at the bare minimum, I hope this is also a whole other class, but that you are at least knocking 20 doors. And so this gives us that opportunity. I'm going to visit my friend or past client. I'm going to drop off whatever it is I have, and I've got like 40 extra pop-bys in my car so that I can take it across the street, knock 5 doors, go 5 doors over, 5 more over, and then 5 to 10 behind, right? Now on the flip side, where you prefer that your person's not there so that it's a quick drop-off, it is better if the neighbors are home. But I get it, like sometimes it's just not the vibe. You don't want to have that interaction, just leave it at the door, okay? At the very, very, very least, your marketing material is there. Now these people have your contact information and they know that you're a local realtor. At the best, they are going to be home and it's going to be a little awkward, but not so much. So I had this happen to me. Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to share something really quick from
Yes, please.
From an agent in our other office. So I think a lot of the times we can like come up with this story in our head that like print marketing material or leaving marketing material at someone's house doesn't work. But there's an agent in Utah County who just got an ERS he ever does like mailers or anything. And he thought maybe they wanted him to market their home, but they said they found their last 3 realtors from people who did like mailers and pop-ups.
Yeah, I love that. And it's so true. So we have a client as well that's kind of just how he farms, right? Is like dropping off in the neighborhoods and so on.
He's actually like not big on social media at
Mhm.
all, and he just has this one neighborhood, and he leaves CMAs. He doesn't even
Yeah,
knock on the
so
doors. He just leaves CMAs.
that's a perfect example, and we are going to be sharing with you guys one that I've used in the past because it was the one that I had the most interaction in. It was a mini CMA that I dropped off just about the neighborhood. So with this, if a neighbor's home, and I'll just share a quick story. This happened to me a couple of years ago. The garage was open. He was working on something, of course, so I wasn't going to be a weirdo and just like walk up to the door and then like book it out of there. So I approached him and I'm like, oh, hey, I came to visit my friend Fito. I actually helped him buy the home across the street 2 years ago. I do this periodically. I just like to check in on his family, see how they're doing. And I wanted to introduce myself and give you one of these gifts that I bring. Period. My name's Carla, blah, 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 blah. We talked for a minute and I moved on. So that's a huge opportunity, right? And then the more that you do it once a quarter, they're gonna see that, yes, in fact, you are out there. You're popping by, you're bringing the things. And it's either gonna be relevant to the market, season, holiday, etc., right? So it's usually stuff that they would want anyway. And those mini CMAs really pique the interest of people, because most people outside of our industry don't even know what that is. So either they're gonna look at it and be like, what the hell am I looking at, right? What is this? Why is this on my door? And they'll at least call for that, like, why did you leave this here? Or they'll look at it, see your contact, toss it, and then they'll see it again and again and again, and eventually
If something's left
you
on
are the
your guys'
person.
doors, do you just throw it away, or do you actually like look at it? I look at everything that's left on my door.
If it's on my door,
I won't answer
yes.
my door to everyone,
Yeah.
but I will look. If I'm
I
opening the door
hide.
or something, I'm looking at what it is. Oh, the neighborhood church is having a barbecue. They're doing a clothes drive, you know? So I'm absolutely looking at everything that's left on the door.
I hide, but yes.
Yeah, you're not
I'm
gonna
like,
go on
shh, no one's home.
So I just wanted to point that out too, that
Yeah.
for the majority of people, I think you do at least look at what was left on your door. So, okay.
Cool.
Any comments, questions on pop buys on Tuesdays? Can we commit to, oh, we already said, yes,
Yeah.
we had hands up. You guys
And
are
yeah,
gonna
and
commit.
just, weigh your time out, you guys. Make this as big as you can. No, you can skip. But yeah, real quick, let me just say this. Another thing that I started doing when I had to drive to like Santa Quin or Syracuse before it was super busy out there is I would also schedule tours to see properties for somebody else's listing, whether or not I was meeting a client, so that I could do quick contact with of course, the listing agent's permission. Who doesn't want more exposure, right? But it keeps you relevant. And I know you guys are big on social media, so it's another opportunity as you're doing these pop-bys. Find homes in that neighborhood that are listed and go do some content.
Make it worth your while.
Be out there showing a property, even if it's not to a physical client. There's tons of clients looking online, and it could be the one home, and then they're gonna reach out to you. Go ahead, Jack.
Question, do you text the people after you've left it there?
Yes. No, yeah, you do after. Yep, so my ideal, and the way I used to do it was I would just snap a picture and say, hey, I brought this over to you, just a little pop by. I was in the neighborhood and I thought of you. I'm sad I missed you, but I hope you enjoy it. Super, super simple. And then usually I got a response, and then we did our follow-up from there.
Okay, Wednesdays. This is gonna be for your SOI, and Carla's gonna go over the secret sauce.
Yes, so this is something that I learned from one of my mentors like 5-ish years ago. Very easy. I will be so honest in telling you guys, I used to do this in bed, like first thing in the morning. So you just hop onto your social media, any one of them, do 10 likes. I feel the need to clarify, this is 10 different people that you're liking, okay? Please don't go through and like the same person's things. And I mean, you could, but then we're trying to do other things at that point. Another part of this, if you're switching the person and people every week, your feed is going to grow and you're going to start seeing more and more people. So 10 likes, 2 comments, and 1 DM. So at first I didn't have like a lot of direction with the DM, so I was just sending random crap like, hey, you know, we're mutual friends with whoever, or I saw you just did this, how's it going? Eventually I'm like, I have to have a purpose, so I started sending mini CMAs to the people. That was my DM. I did it through Facebook. I don't know if you can do it on Instagram or whatever, but that's just what I used. And with that, the way that I chose the CMA was Facebook has this really cool spot where it shows you the city they're in. And so I took the city, I did a very basic CMA when I was doing them. It was like 1,700 square feet to 3,000. We upped that because homes are just a little bit bigger now. I liked to stick to single family, never new construction unless it was a new construction neighborhood, and Rambler. Why? Just because in my experience, that's the most homes that people bought when I was doing it. So you can choose whatever you want, but whatever you choose, stick to it so that it's just the same every time, very general. And the best part of this is that people, by nature, love to correct you. So in the best case scenario, they're going to respond to you and be like, what is this? Who are you? I don't even live there, right? That's a huge opportunity for you to say, oh, yeah, you know, my bad. I just saw that your page says Sandy, and this is just a service I do for my friends and family. I like to keep people knowledgeable of what real estate is doing and just kind of the average prices that are selling in your area. But I realize you don't live there anymore. Where do you live? Let me update this. Okay, now we're in a flow of a conversation. We can geek out on that too, but I'm sure you guys kind of get the idea of where that would be headed, right? The other best case scenario and another huge opportunity is when somebody tells you, well, I don't own a home, I rent. Awesome, right? Let's talk about this. This is a beautiful opportunity where we get to break down very quickly, because we don't want to overwhelm people, how much money they are throwing out into the universe or down the drain to never be seen or touched again, right? So it's a quick opportunity for you. A quick story. This is an actual conversation I had with somebody. And they were like, well, I've been renting for 6 years, blah, 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 blah. They were paying like $2,000 a month, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, overly dramatic, of course, because that's my nature. But I'm like, oh my God, 6 years? What? So you've spent at least $12,000 that could have gone to your principal. Do you have any idea what that means, right? That's just the amount that could have gone towards their principal, not what they've spent as a whole. And they were like, no, I don't know what that means. Oh, I'm so glad I got in touch with you. Let me give you a call. There's so many opportunities. I want to connect you to my lender partner. This is not a commitment. I just want you to have a conversation so you can understand the opportunities that you're missing. Got him on a call. They bought a home. Okay? Did I even really know this person? No, I think we had like 1 or 2 mutual friends. And they were correcting me left and right. I don't live there, I rent, this, that. And so those were all opportunities. Yeah? Cool. You guys can reach out anytime. I would love to, we can dive deeper into that. But
Any questions, comments so far? No?
okay.
Okay.
Does that sound like opportunities or problems? Are these opportunities or problems? Good. Okay, any rejection is an opportunity.
All right, on Thursdays, we're going to door knock. How many of you guys host open houses, whether it be for another agent or yourself?
Ooh, nice.
Okay, good.
And we do realize some people don't. That's okay. Whoever's hosting it for you, just please train them to do a mega open house and not just set out signs.
All right, so you're going to knock on Thursdays, and it's a few days before your open house because this gives you time to build interest and connect with potential buyers and sellers. Again, you're going to do the 5 homes to left, 5 homes to the right, 10 across, and 10 behind. And you want to at least aim to host 2 open houses a month if you can. So if you can jump in on someone else's listing, host open houses, it's a great way to get in front of more people, whether it be by door knocking or at sitting the actual open house.
On this as well, and maybe this is a part on another slide, but we realize we live in Utah, you guys, and I don't know about you, but I don't love to be out there doing the most of things when it's freezing cold outside. So there's other ways that you can implement this. We've come up with some, like, I think a lot of you are already doing this, but maybe you just hop on the MLS, see who is hosting an open house. You can put that through your story. You can say, hey, who wants to meet me? Look at this home, this or that, right? Like there's other ways, or your own listings. If you're not going to host an open house, maybe you just do a video tour of it and get engagement by asking questions that are not a dead end, not a yes or no, but like, hey, what is it that stood out about this property to you? Can you comment back with the 3 things that did, etc., right? So that people actually engage with your content. And so those could be alternatives to like sitting in an open house where you're still getting that engagement.
I recorded a podcast with an agent the other day, and she actually will call around the open house. She doesn't door knock, she calls. So that is another idea. Or an option
And
for
we
you
do
guys.
have a farming tool for that where you guys can get phone numbers. So.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, you're either engaging buyers. I wanted to personally invite you to a private neighborhood open house. This is a great chance to walk through the home and maybe even choose your next neighbors. Or you're engaging with sellers. You can have mini CMAs or have CMAs ready. If you're looking for listings, carry multiple CMAs and say, hey, we're hosting an open house for an agent this Saturday. I put together a quick market update for the neighborhood. This is a service we provide so you can stay informed on home values. Would you be interested in a detailed market analysis for your home? And then again, like Carla mentioned, for seasoned agents, you want to make sure that the agents that are hosting are trained on door knocking
And exposure prior to the day of. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So Fridays, we're going to use Fridays for follow-ups. This is going to be for any type of follow-up, whether it's a buyer consult, listing consult, web lead, transaction, update, consistent follow-up builds trust and keeps deals moving forward.
And I do just want to touch on that a little bit. As you guys get busier, or maybe some of you have already run into this, ideally you're in contact with your clients probably daily when you're in an active transaction, but there are a few rare days when things are crazy and you cannot call back, you cannot text back. I hope that doesn't happen, but it may. And so when you set the tone up front, whether it's at your buyer consultation or that listing presentation, to say, hey, at the very least, you will get an update from me every single Friday. Whether there's news, no news, you're going to hear from me. Then here's what happens. You are going to wow all of your clients once they see that you are actually reaching out more than that. What won't happen is that you won't lose their trust if you happen not to call them every single day, because they know they can count on that, right? You can still say things like, of course, if you have a question prior to Friday, reach out to me. Of course, if we're negotiating, I'm going to be, locked in to my phone and we're going to work through it. But this gives you an opportunity to be a human being and to handle all the things you have to handle, especially as your volume of clients, friends, family, and transactions increase. And then you aren't having anybody feel like you aren't doing your job and staying consistent and reaching out to them. So I hope that's helpful. It took me a few years to give myself permission to do that because I was taking calls at all hours. Yeah.
Okay, Saturday.
I'm sure no one else has done that, right? No one's taken an 11 p.m. phone call to negotiate? No? Just me? Okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah.
Okay, Saturdays and Sundays. This is going to be for your open houses and a work-life balance. So it's important to choose one day at least to have a reset day. We're going to host open houses. This is flexible based on your schedule and your client's needs. If you're looking to go all in, consider both weekday evening, 1.5 hours for after work traffic, and weekend for maximum exposure.
How long are the open houses that you guys normally hold? 3 to 4? Okay. Do you guys do weekday ones as well? Are they midday or evening?
In the winter, I don't do weekdays.
Okay.
It's too late.
Yeah. Are we doing them like midday, evening, or both? Yeah. Okay, cool. So kind of a variety of all the things. Yeah, I just want to touch on why we put the hour and a half. That is specifically meant for like a weekday evening. Especially here in Utah where there are like larger families or people typically work a job that is scheduled, not like you that are entrepreneurs. And it gets dark real quick, right? So giving that time frame is enough for the urgency of the people that are serious about the home to get there, and not too much that you're invading your clients' time in their own space if they're still living there. So yeah, that's why we put the hour and a half. But yeah, I think it's good. You guys have a big variety of things you're doing. And the reason I asked about the daytime ones is because I was thinking more like broker opens for stuff like that, right?
Okay.
But okay. And then real quick so we can wrap it up. But I know that most of you probably saw the part that said a day to reset and that blew over your head and didn't register. So I want to bring attention to that. It is very important to have a day to reset. It doesn't mean you fall off the face of the earth, you guys. It doesn't mean you're not available on the phone. And if you're in the middle of a negotiation, no, you don't get to put your phone on Do Not Disturb, okay? So let's get clear on what this means. It means that you give yourself permission to be a human being, so you can spend some personal time, whether that's with yourself, at the gym, meditation, reading, with your family, and resetting. But that's another opportunity when you meet with your clients for the first time, that you let them know, hey, every single Sunday or Monday, whatever day you choose, I am not physically available from this time to this time. But the great news for you is that I work on an amazing team. And so I can still be available. Someone can come show the property or let someone in, et cetera, et cetera. But it's important for me to show up the best way for you. And this is how I recenter myself, right? Not only are you being human, you're giving yourself permission, you are letting them into your world a little bit, and it's a little bit vulnerable. So they're gonna be able to connect with you even more versus just seeing you as a robotic real estate professional. And the majority of people respect that you are also a human having a real life, okay?
Okay, so in conclusion, working this top 50 strategy should get you more referrals, equaling more business. You are not allowed to remove anyone for 1 year, and you are to have 1 touch per month per person. Tweak this to however it's going to work for you. You want to build effective systems to deliver consistently. So if you fail to plan to fail. There's agents that will do their whole year of planning with the agent Popeyes. Birthday cards, anniversary cards, they'll do them for the whole year and just put the month in the right corner where the stamp goes. And then you just have it ready and then just slap a stamp on it and then send it out. So there's ways to build effective systems so this doesn't seem so overwhelming and too much to do. You just have to find out what works for you.
And overall, just to reinstate, all of these activities should be taking about an hour each day, unless you are in an engaged conversation, right? Let that lead you where it's going to, but what that means is you're gonna be getting those referrals and more clients. And then I do want to ask you guys if we have permission to follow up with you on this and see who's implemented it, because what we wanna do is be able to celebrate those wins when you start getting those referrals, and also keep you accountable and maybe bug you a little bit. So who is committed to this and letting us follow up with you? Cool. Awesome. So about 10 people are going to be getting 9 referrals this year. Everyone else will come ask us later. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Okay, before you leave, you can go ahead and stay here.
Okay.
What are some wins or what are some things that you said, I'm gonna do that?
All of
Besides
Aw.
that,
Yay.
what's the win? What?
Oh, well, I didn't have a win, but I definitely would like to door knock more because my boyfriend's parents' house has an open house at his neighbor's and then just sold on the other side.
Oh,
And I would've-
nice. Yeah.
and then had 2 deals.
Well-
Definitely just, I guess.
And you guys can use your partners for this, like your lending partners. They will love to support and
We're gonna
get
change
out there.
the question. You would like to door knock more? How many houses are you going to door knock and by when?
Mm.
5 to left, 5 to
I
right,
like it.
10 across. Probably 50.
50 doors?
What's today?
Today is Thursday. Yeah, do at least bare minimum 20 doors.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, probably by the end of February.
End of February.
End of February, at least.
20 doors or 50 doors? Sorry, I just need to shut up.
In 2 weeks?
I need to stop talking.
Okay.
I'm gonna try for 50 days.
No, I don't wanna try.
Okay, I'm gonna do 50 days.
You're gonna do 50 doors?
Thank you. See ya.
So,
So 20, 50.
if I could have everybody's attention real quick. Whitney, if I could have your attention. Everyone. If I could have everybody's attention real quick. Probably 10 years ago, I went to, is when I was when I was with Keller Williams, I went to a class taught by Josh Stern. And it was about a room this size, and he goes, I'm going to be sharing all this with you. He goes, I'm going to give you some unbelievable stuff, but he goes, none of you are going to do it. And I was like, you got to be kidding that he said that. So how you said, are we going to keep you accountable? Let me just tell you, I took a picture of each one of you. We are going to keep you accountable. Like, this is so, like, important. If you don't do this, your life is, let me just put it in a very nice way, is going to struggle. Like, I cannot say it anymore. Kenny went in there and he jokingly said that he left his fiancée at the hospital because she was at the hospital. This hour and a half that you just spent could be your best hour and a half that you've ever spent in your entire life, even if you just do half of it. So they will keep you accountable. I will send you a text on Monday and say, did you call your 9 people?
Yes.
Like, I cannot encourage you enough that you got to do it. If you do it, I guarantee if you do what they said today, you will have stuff under contract. You'll probably have 2 or 3 under contract before the end of April. I guarantee it, if not more. So it works. It works. So I cannot thank you enough. I mean, I was sitting back there. I was like I cannot. This is good stuff. So please do it. Please talk to us if you're struggling with it. If you don't know who to do it, and if you say, Jack, I don't have 50 people.
Start with the 20.
No. Don't go door knock. If you say you don't got 50 people, give me your phone. I could find 50 people there. Do you know what I'm saying? Could I find 50 people from your phone, Kelly, that you have not texted?
Yes.
I talked to a new agent and I asked him how many, I'll pick on you, Alex, I'll pick on you. I asked you how many contacts you have in your phone and you said?
1,900.
Give me your phone. I will text, I will stay up 24 hours texting people of your people. So we're going to help you. Let's give another big hand.
Well, and please reach out to us. We're happy to help.
I just want to say one thing, and if you guys make a promise that you're going to do something, especially after asking us what we can help you do, and these lovely ladies come in and give you parameters and a roadmap, and then you promise us that you're gonna do it, and then you don't, and I have to be pulled from the. Jack walked to the coffee shop. Where are you? I said, getting coffee. He got there, panned me, and then said, meet me in my office. He couldn't text me, meet me in my office. And it's because stop making promises and don't do them, because then I cry. And I don't like to cry.
You didn't cry. Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you.